Hello? Can everybody hear me? There's a line on my screen. Hang on. Okay, sweet. I think everybody can hear me. Now I'm gonna click on a chat to see if it pops up. Gorgeous. Look at that. Okay, I spent like hours today figuring out how to get a chat bubble thing to pop up. Hang on, I don't want my mic in frame. Okay. This is so different. I never go live really on my YouTube. Years ago, I used to like be very into Twitch streaming, and I just haven't done any sort of live content in a minute. At least not on my channel. I've gone live with my boyfriend Chris every once in a while on his YouTube channel, but not on my own. Okay. Let's see. So this is an end of the month live stream, which is what I'm calling it. I want to implement these into my YouTube more because I feel like a lot of my YouTube videos are, I always have scripts for my YouTube videos because if I don't script it out, I'll forget something. So I like to have scripts for my YouTube videos, and I want to be able to also do like unscripted content, which is obviously what this is going to be because you can't script a live stream. So yes, hi to everybody. Thank you for saying hi. Look at all of your beautiful little names popping up in the chat. Look at that. Look at all of that. See, okay. This is all gonna be stuff that I'm gonna have to adjust because I am still figuring out like how big and small things can be. Oh, here we go. Okay, wait, I'm cooking. Hang on. Okay. Hi, Jacob. Boom. Okay, beautiful, gorgeous. Before I answer this question from Jacob, the point of these live streams is to talk about everything that's pretty much kind of happened in March, and also to kind of talk about what's going to be happening in April. One of the things that's going to be happening in April, technically it's happening today, so it counts as both March and April, is CinemaCon. I think it's in Vegas. If you guys don't know what that is, basically just like Sony and Warner Brothers and Paramount. Actually, I don't even know if Paramount goes. Like Amazon, MGM Studios, Disney, they all go to this convention called CinemaCon, and they just like, sorry, I thought my cat was scratching at the door. They just like present sometimes trailers, sometimes they just announce like upcoming movies, or they just talk about upcoming movies. So like tonight is Sony, and I think we might get some information on Spider-Man 4, maybe on the next Spider-Verse movie. I don't know. So Jacob asks, what kind of movies are you looking forward to since CinemaCon is happening and lots of announcements are underway this week? I think the thing that I would be most excited for is Wicked for Good. I know they have some posters out and around CinemaCon of Wicked Part 2. I don't like calling it Wicked for Good. Hot take, I don't like calling it that. I'm gonna call it Wicked Part 2. I think it just flows off the tongue better. But yeah, that's probably what I'd be most excited to see. I am not the world's biggest DC fan. I think I'm going to get more into DC as the new movies come out. Superman exists, obviously. I think I'm more excited for Supergirl because I really like Millie Alcock, who plays Supergirl. So I'd be excited if we got Supergirl content. Honestly, though, I feel like a lot of my content covers TV shows instead of movies, which is interesting. I never really thought about it until now, but I guess I mostly cover TV shows. And because this is CinemaCon, it's all about the cinema, aka movies. So Disney's gonna be there, but they're not gonna be giving us anything for Percy Jackson, unfortunately. My best friend is in here. Hi, Jenna. We know that this is actually Jenna. Jenna, there's somebody that keeps impersonating you in Chris's live streams, by the way. I don't know if he's blocked them yet or not. Did you guys have fun watching Marvel's live stream announcing the Doomsday cast? I actually really did. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you might have seen me tweet about it. I tweet like it's my diary, and it's probably not a good habit to have, but I do it anyways. I was tweeting left and right, and I personally really liked the announcement. I liked the marketing of it. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was impressive that they were able to keep everyone's attention for 5 hours. I do think the chairs probably could have been a little bit sooner in between. I think it was 12 to 15 minutes between chairs, and I think they could have done 5, maybe 10 minutes. But I had fun with it. Me and my boyfriend Chris just had the live stream up on the TV in our living room and would go about our days. But then once 12 or 15 minutes passed, or once we started to hear music play on the live stream, we would go into the living room and be like, who's it gonna be? And guess and have fun with it. So we had a lot of fun, and I feel like the people that didn't like it were mostly people, and I don't feel bad saying this because I do a lot of reactions on my channel. Not only do I react to TV shows, but I also react to trailers. I do a lot of reactions. So I'm not saying that reactionary content is bad content, but I do think this type of that announcement was targeted towards a streaming type of aspect. Ideally, you could have just gone live and sat there the whole time and theorized with your chat or theorized with your friends in person. You know what I mean? The whole time while you wait in between chairs. But the people that do reactions, I think, got really frustrated with it really, really fast. After the first 2 chairs, they're this is bullshit, this sucks, this is the worst marketing strategy ever, this is horrible, they should have just made a video. And I wholeheartedly disagree, because if you get to the end of all the chairs. It's like all these X-Men actors that we haven't seen in like 15 years, and it's really exciting and stuff. But if they just announced it in a 5-minute video, no one would have taken time to care about like M'Baku is coming back, and I love M'Baku. I love Winston Duke. Okay, I got so excited that he was announced. Nobody really would have. I honestly think Tom Hiddleston being announced would have been overshadowed by the X-Men actors, because like people only people don't only care about cameos, but like that is a theme we've been seeing a lot lately, and I just think that this was a really good way to make sure that every single actor got a spotlight for a minute, because like, especially if they knew that they were going to be announcing like Ian McKellen and who even else, the dude like playing Nightcrawler, like Channing Tatum, like all these incredible X-Men actors and characters. Like nobody would have cared about Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan and Winston Duke and all this stuff. So I liked it, long story short, I liked it, and I think it separated two different type of fans for me. I think it separated the people. There was the people that were excited for every announcement that got made on those chairs, and there were the people that were like, oh, this person's coming back? Sweet, that's sick. And then there were the people that were pissed at the live stream because they just wanted it to end so that they could go and make content and profit off of it, as opposed to just enjoying it in the moment. That's my take. I liked it though. See, you can also do that too. Like, I understand a lot of people have work. Like, a lot of people were probably at their day jobs when that was happening. Totally fine. Go and watch the recap video. That's totally okay. My job was to watch the live stream, so that's different. I do watch The Last of Us. Oh, hang on. This is my one piece of Last of Us merch. Oh, look at that zoom. Come on now. I do watch The Last of Us. I'm very excited for the next season. One of my dear friends in life, Sophia, she's a big Severance fan, and she texted me the other day a list of this year's like estimated, I guess, Emmy nominations. And the main girl from Severance was like 3 or 4 on the list or whatever. And oh my god, why am I blanking on her name? Bella Ramsey was like a number 2, and she was like, why is Bella Ramsey there? And I was like, well, I'm assuming for The Last of Us. She was like, yeah, but didn't season 1 come out forever ago? And I was like, I think that's for season 2 that comes out in what, like a month, 2 months? I don't know. And I was like, she was really good in season 1, so I assume she's gonna be really good in season 2, so that's probably why she's on the list. Oh, thank you so much. This is a great question. I'm always down to talk about Percy Jackson, but of course, this is a hard question to answer, I feel like. In a way, I think I'm most excited to see what they change, if that makes sense. Because if you would have asked me before season 1 what scene I'm most excited to see, I have no idea what my answer would have been, but I feel like retrospectively, I know that they changed the Tunnel of Love scene from the books, and that ended up being like one of my favorite scenes and definitely one of my favorite episodes in the entire show. So I'm excited to see what they changed. That might be a crazy take, but that's what I'm excited for. I'm also excited to see Tyson. Tyson is one of my favorite characters like ever in the Percy Jackson universe, so I'm just excited to see Tyson. I love Daniel Dimer. I think he's crazy. Like, I just think he's such crazy good casting for Tyson, so I'm just excited to see him. What do I think of Frank and Hazel so far? Okay, so for those of you that are like, who is Frank and Hazel and what is she talking about? I am currently reading the Heroes of Olympus series for Percy Jackson, which is like, I don't know how I even explain it. It's the series that comes after the original 5 Percy Jackson books. I've never read them before, even though I am a very big Percy Jackson fan. Never got around to it. So I'm reading them for the first time, and I'm doing reading vlogs on my YouTube channel. I have one for The Lost Hero, which is the first book, and I'm reading the second book right now. And in the second book, Frank and Hazel are characters. I really like them. I think I'm liking Hazel more than I like Frank, but I feel like that's just because I know Hazel a little bit more so far in the book. I'm like halfway through the book for reference. So no spoilers, or obviously. Halfway through the book, I think I like Hazel a little more than I like Frank. I like them together. I think they're cute. And I think if I had to compare them to like Jason and Piper and Leo, like if I'm comparing the trios and whatnot, I think I like Hazel more than I liked Piper, if that makes any sense to you. I don't know if you're saying this is your first live stream you're ever watching on YouTube, or if you're saying this is my first live stream on YouTube. Either way, hi. This is my first live stream on YouTube since like WandaVision. So, if you hear a really loud noise, by the way, that's the train that's going by my apartment. I live on a train track. Anyways, will the Unusual Couple podcast still come back? Yeah, I mean, it's just really hard because like me and Chris only have so much time in the week, and like there's an order to the things that we prioritize when it comes to our jobs. We both individually prioritize our YouTube channels first and foremost because that's where we like make our money. That's the stuff that's not behind a paywall, so that's the stuff that everybody can see. I only post like once a week on YouTube. Chris posts like almost every day. Maybe like 4 to 5 out of the 7 days of the week. Like he posts multiple YouTube videos a week. So that's a lot of time going towards that. And then secondly, I don't know about Chris. I can't speak for Chris, but I know for me, the thing I prioritize second behind YouTube is my Patreon. Patreon gets like 2 to 3 things from me weekly. If you're not a member of my Patreon, go check out my Patreon. The link should be in the description of this. If not, it's in the description of my other videos. You don't have to pay either. You can be a free member. Free members get stuff every once in a while. And it's just a good way for you to see what everyone's getting. And then, maybe eventually one day you can be like, you know what? Maybe I do want to pay for this. And then I can see the stuff behind it. You can be a free member. No money involved. It's just a fun place to keep up with you guys. I like Patreon because it guarantees that you guys see my content. Like YouTube, obviously if you're subscribed, like you'll probably get me on your subscription tab. But in terms of like your home feed or whatever, like YouTube decides whether or not it wants to show you my video, but Patreon guarantees that you see me. And so then after Patreon comes the podcast, and by the time we're done with Patreon, there's not enough time in the week. I feel like maybe we'll make a couple podcast episodes when the year gets really busy with like July with like Superman and Fantastic Four and all that stuff. But I do know we're doing something Stranger Things related soon on Chris's Patreon, I'm pretty sure. So that's going to be like a podcast-ish type of style, but strictly for Stranger Things. So there's that. I agree. I made a YouTube video about this if you guys didn't see it. I talked all about how it upset me. When they were like, hey, by the way, it's coming out in December, I was like, oh. I didn't like it. First trailer for Percy Jackson. At CinemaCon, question mark? I don't think so. I do think at like New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con probably. Mission Impossible 8. You make a damn good point, Benjamin. You make a damn good point. I love the Mission Impossible movies. I watched them for the first time, I think, last year or the year before last year. I can't remember. Love them. Love them so much. And I watch them all the time now. Specifically, I watch 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I stop at 6. Mission Impossible Fallout. The best one. By far. One of the best films I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even gonna lie. Have I read the Akatar books? Yes, I have. If you look at my reading vlogs, like you mentioned, they are in the background. I have read the Akatar books. I read them over the course of last year and the year before last year. 2 summers ago, I read the first book on the beach. I read it in like 24 hours. Took me a little longer to get through the second and third books. Obviously, the fourth book was short as fuck. Loved the 5th book. I was at a festival the other day with some of my friends, and they were talking about ACOTAR because they are about to start the last book. And they asked me if I have ever read it or if I liked it. And I was like, I liked it the most, honestly, because I really like Nessa as a character. Not Nessa, Nesta. Not Nessa as in Wicked. Sorry, Wicked pilled over here. I liked Nesta. She was probably one of my favorite characters, so I really liked the last ACOTAR book. I know a lot of people don't. If you don't like Nesta, then or Cassian, like, or if you don't like the two of them together, like, if you're only reading the book for Feyre, like, yeah, you're probably not gonna like the last book, but I liked it. No. Short answer, no. I have no desire to see that movie. It's rare for me to feel any desire within me to see a movie that Jason Momoa is in, and I don't mean that with any disrespect towards Jason Momoa. Like, I only say that because I have no desire to watch Aquaman or Aquaman 2, and I have no desire to watch the Minecraft movie. He's great in Game of Thrones, though. He's horrifying and terrifying, and I hate looking at him in Game of Thrones, but he's great. How do you think Stranger Things season 5 is going to end, especially with each episode being an hour or two long? I could not even tell you where I think that show is going to go. I need Chris to fill up my water bottle for me. Hang on. This is so fun. Normally I'm doing things for him while he's live streaming. This is so fun to be the other way around. Yeah, Jenna, literally, like, the first time I was in his stream and I saw you in there, I got so excited. I was like, oh my god, Jenna! And the person responded, they're like, Cam! Lowercase, singular, exclamation point. And I was like, that's not Jenna. I plan to watch Daredevil. Do I need to watch The Defenders? To be quite honest with you, you don't have to. Like, I don't know if this is a crazy take to give to somebody. If you're watching the original first 3 seasons of the show, normally I tell people no. Thank you. No. Have you been seeing the bubble pop stuff?
That's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Normally I tell.
A mod, but I'm not.
How do I make you one?
I think in YouTube Studio, if you put my channel.
Oh, that's so much work. Do I have any mods, or is it?
I can't tell.
Well, anyways. I normally tell people they don't need to watch The Defenders. They kind of give you a recap at the beginning of season 3, episode 1, like what happened. All you need to know is, like, a building blew up and Daredevil got, like, washed away in the water. You know what I mean? Yeah, CinemaCon's happening this week. Tonight is Sony night. I have it all written down in my planner, but my planner's in my bedroom. I think tomorrow is Warner Brothers? Yeah, tomorrow's Warner Brothers and somebody else. Maybe, I think Warner Brothers and... I can look it up. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't have a computer in front of me. CinemaCon. Thank you. Feel free to bring Indy in here for a cameo for people.
I can do it.
He's gonna bring me my cat. CinemaCon. Hello? Schedule. Thank you. Yeah, today is Sony, I think. Is he asleep?
He was. I haven't. Where's the camera?
Right here. This is my cat, Indy. If you watch my YouTube videos, you see him in there at the beginning sometimes. He's really tired right now, though, so he's really nice. Hi.
He was sleeping on one of the green mats.
Aww.
And when I pet him, he stretched.
Oh. No, you don't need to do all that. This is my baby. Okay, here you go.
Is that the real Jenna?
Yes, it is. I told her that. I was like, I know it's you, so it's okay.
That's funny.
Tomorrow, April 1st, is Lionsgate. So Hunger Games, and Warner Brothers, so Wicked. Hunger Games or Wicked could be tomorrow. That's crazy. April 2nd, which is Wednesday. Angel Studios. I don't know what that is. Oh wait, no, I lied. Warner Brothers is not Wicked. Universal is Wicked. I'm so dumb. Warner Brothers. I don't know what Warner Brothers is. I do, but I don't know what could be coming out of Warner Brothers. Universal is Wicked. Duh. I think they're gonna be very focused on How to Train Your Dragon, though. Unfortunately. Universal is on Wednesday, and Amazon MGM Studios, which is like Amazon Prime. And then Thursday is Paramount, which would be Mission Impossible and Walt Disney. So, glad we got that figured out, everybody. Okay, back to chat. Hi, Jacob. Yes, I agree. I'm hoping for either Spider-Man 4 or Spider-Verse news. Oh my god, I lost my spot. Hang on. Hi, Jordan. Cute profile picture. What's some casting announcements that you hope to see but didn't? I too was hoping to see Brie Larson, and I was very sad when she was not announced and confused. Honestly, the entire cast of the Marvels. So Carol, Monica, and Kamala. I was like, what the fuck? Where are they? So all of them. I was making jokes about this, I think, definitely to my group chat and probably to Jenna. Like when they announced Anthony Mackie, and then they announced Sebastian Stan, and then they announced John Walker. So Wyatt Russell, excuse me, I burped. Wyatt Russell, and then they announced Danny Ramirez, who is Joaquin Torres. And so I was like, that's 4 for Falcon and Soldier, 0 for WandaVision. As a joke. No offense to anybody in here that likes WandaVision. I have a mixed history with WandaVision. And I'd be glad to share it with you if anybody asks for more details on it. But my Falcon and Soldier heart was happy. So exactly, I agree. I never thought Marvel went anywhere. So I also think that this is true. Marvel has leaned a lot on nostalgia lately. I don't think they need to, but that's also coming from me who doesn't care about the nostalgia of it all. How do I say this in the nicest way possible? I'm gonna figure out how to phrase this. I'm not sure if it's the majority of Marvel, regular, normal Marvel fans, whether you're a content creator or not. Like, I'm talking like the regular, everyday, average Joe that goes to the movie theaters. I don't know if the regular, average Joe Marvel fan cares about nostalgia all that much, but it feels like specifically Marvel content creators, not all of them, but most of them, a specific majority of them, really care about the nostalgia of it all and really only show hardcore reactions and enthusiasm towards things if they have a cameo or a nostalgia factor to it. And I think that that's making Marvel think, oh, we gotta do more cameos, gotta do more nostalgia. I don't know if you need to do that. For example, I really liked Brave New World. I thought Brave New World was great. To be fair, and Sam Wilson is one of my favorite Marvel characters, like top 2 in the MCU. So, and Falcon and Soldier is my favorite Marvel TV show. So, Daredevil, Born Again excluded, obviously. So, like, that should give you a frame of reference as to why I really enjoyed Brave New World. But, like, that movie didn't rely on any nostalgia at all, actually. So, like, to me, if I was in charge, I'd be like, I'm good. Just give me regular, normal Marvel stuff and I'm chilling. And I think they need to get back to that. I don't think the nostalgia is something that needs to stay. What Taylor Swift era are you? That's an excellent question. I don't know which one I am. I know which ones are my favorite. My favorite albums are Speak Now and Reputation. And I feel like I'm a pretty good blend of those eras, to be quite honest with you. I think I'm like 80% Speak Now optimism, 20% Reputation pessimism, and revengeism. I'd say that's a pretty... Jenna, can you confirm? I think that's a pretty good Venn diagram of Taylor Swift eras for me. Maybe 1%. No, I take that back. I was gonna say 1% Lover because I have a boyfriend, but Reputation's kind of a lover album in a way. So, how excited am I for the next 2 Marvel movies coming out? Do I think they can build up to Doomsday well? I am super excited for both of them. I'm super excited for both of them on multiple levels. I've been excited for Thunderbolts since the Thunderbolts cast got announced at D23 in 2022. And I am somebody who I abhor revisionist history. I remember when... Am I clipping the mic at all, by the way? If I'm clipping the mic, y'all let me know, because I know I can be loud sometimes. Revisionist history. I remember when, at D23 in 2022, they announced the lineup for Thunderbolts, and so many people on Twitter were like, this lineup is ass. This lineup is so bad. Blah, 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 blah. They all have the same powers. Blah, 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 blah. This movie's gonna suck. Blah, 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 blah. I hate when people say stuff like that because it's like, you haven't seen a single thing from this film. Maybe hold off for 5 seconds before you start saying that something's gonna be ass. And then, lo and behold, the Thunderbolts marketing starts coming out. We start getting trailers, we start getting TV spots, we start getting specific advertisement, like A24 style advertisement, and now that same group of people is like, oh, it's so good. Oh, it's gonna be goated. Oh, no, 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 no. I was there. I was there when you were all like, oh, they have the same powers. It's gonna be so bad. I was there, and I remember. And I don't like to let people forget, okay? I've been excited for Thunderbolts since the lineup was announced, and then I got even more excited when it was giving the vibes that Bucky is the leader. This is going to be the most screen time Bucky's had in a movie in his entire Marvel career. The most screen time he's had is in The Falcon Winter Soldier. That's a TV show. That is not a movie. This is going to be the most screen time I think he's ever had in a movie ever, which is crazy. He's been in the MCU since 2011. And also, I'm very excited for Fantastic Four. I think... I've always been a very big fan of Marvel's, like, sort of period pieces, if you will. The first Avenger is in, like, my top 5 Marvel movies, which is probably a crazy take. It's okay. I don't expect everybody to understand that. I know not everybody understands the first Avenger like I do, and that's okay. But the first Avenger is in my top 5 Marvel movies. I like that it's in the 40s. I love it. I love that film. Okay? And I really like the first Captain Marvel. Okay? The 90s. I fuck with it. I like the first Captain Marvel. I think it's a fun and good movie. And Fantastic Four seemingly is taking place in some futuristic style of the 60s. So I anticipate loving that movie because I tend to have a pattern of loving Marvel's period piece movies. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris, you're not a mod. I don't know how to make you a mod. I don't know what to tell you. Who do I think Sadie Sink is playing in Spider-Man 4? I would love for her to be playing Gwen Stacy. If you guys know anything about me, you guys know Gwen Stacy is like my favorite Marvel character. I have my favorite MCU characters, and then I have my favorite Marvel characters. Gwen Stacy is like my favorite fictional character of all time, borderline. Okay? I will never say no to another iteration of Gwen Stacy if I think they're going to do it well. And I love every on-screen iteration of Gwen Stacy. Bryce Dallas Howard, Emma Stone, of course, one of my favorite actresses of all time. Look what's behind me. I don't know if you guys ever pay attention to me in the background of my videos. Spider-Gwen poster and then 2 TASM posters. I don't know if you know this. TASM and TASM 2 are my favorite Spider-Man movies. My favorite Spider-Man movie of all time is TASM. Okay? If you guys want me to talk about it, I will. If you guys have a couple hours, I'll talk about it. Love Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. And I love Haley Steinfeld as Spider-Gwen. I love Spider-Gwen. You can't see it, but down here, I have a little square of a Spider-Gwen. Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, another Spider-Gwen pop, and then a lot of my Gwen Stacy comics. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And then, and I think Sadie Sink would be a great Gwen Stacy. I think she's got that vibe and that energy locked in. If not, Jean Grey. It's fine. I have not, but my boyfriend did, and he really liked it. Heroes Olympus is so good, so I've heard. I think people want me to read the Red Pyramid series. I think that's what it's called. No, I don't. I think I have like really ridiculous Marvel takes, which I feel like sometimes when I share them, it might make people not like me. I thought Moon Knight was bad. Moon Knight had me for the first 4 episodes, and then episode 4 ended, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then it kept going, and then we were on a ship with a hippo. Bad. Ended bad. Had a great concept. They had a really good thing going, and then they put us on a ship in some weird CGI tunnel thing, and then there was a hippo. Ended horribly. Horribly trash. Went off the rails bad, in my humble opinion. Shout out to my Twitter people. Shout out to my Twitter homies. Where am I in Heroes of Olympus? I am halfway through Son of Neptune. If you want updates as I read, I edit like 10 to 20 minute clips depending on how much I talk. Every time I read the book and film a segment, I edit it and put it on my Patreon. There's 3 updates on my Patreon for Son of Neptune so far. If you want to watch me read the book and you don't want to wait until I post it on YouTube, which hopefully I'll get it out before the end of April. That's my goal. Go check out my Patreon. Will I talk about the Harry Potter reboot? If I do, I'll probably be talking about how bad it is. And listen, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Harry Potter was probably my first fandom that I was ever into. I didn't get into Marvel until I started dating Chris, which was in like 2016. Harry Potter was like the first fandom that I was like super into, like going to the movies and reading. Like I grew up to my mom reading me chapters of the Harry Potter books at night, like really into Harry Potter. Fuck J.K. Rowling. I hate that she's ruined such a fantastic and wonderful and magical fandom. I don't feel bad ever enjoying anything Harry Potter related. Like whenever I'm at Universal, like you can absolutely find me in Diagon Alley drinking a frozen butterbeer. Duh. I don't ever feel bad about enjoying it because I know like there's so many clips of like oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? Harry Potter actor. Hello. This is killing me. Harry Potter actor. Daniel Radcliffe. Thank you. Like, there's clips of Daniel Radcliffe and, like, Emma Watson and Rupert Grint talking about, like, if you want to enjoy Harry Potter, like, enjoy Harry Potter. Don't let J.K. Rowling and her awful takes take that away from you because it is such a magical fandom. I love Harry Potter. I love playing Hogwarts Legacy. Like, I watch the Harry Potter movies multiple times a year. Like, that's never going to change. But J.K. Rowling just continues to be the worst person in the world. And it really sucks. And you can try and separate the art from the artist as much as you want, but it's really hard to do when she just sucks that bad, dude. She just sucks so bad. And I also just think, regardless of if she was a crappy person, if we could somehow hypothetically remove J.K. Rowling from the equation, I think a Harry Potter reboot is dumb anyways. I think Percy Jackson series got a reboot because, first of all, they didn't even finish the books in the movies, and second of all, the movies were trash. So yeah, they rebooted the TV show, and I personally feel like they saw the success that the Percy Jackson show was having and decided to reboot the Harry Potter series, which makes no sense because why would you reboot a series that was already great? The second and third ones aren't great. They should have stayed following Newt. I have Newt's wand. It's not here. It's on my other bookshelves in my living room. Like, I have you can't see it. It's all the way over there. I have there's only some of them. Like, you see, I got magical creatures out the wazoo, magical creature Funko Pops. Like, I have so much Harry Potter and magical creature stuff. I love magical creatures, so of course, I like the Fantastic Beasts films. I get that they didn't end well for you, and I get you didn't get to do all 5 of them like you planned. Don't reboot the show. Don't reboot the original books. Like, you don't need to do that. Do something with Marauders or something. I think the Harry Potter reboot is so fucking pointless and a waste of time, and they're going to... Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Refresh. Sorry, don't. It was not you guys. Don't worry. It was me. Where did it cut off? I was in the midst of a good Harry Potter rant. Where did it leave off? Because I'll say it again, I will. I feel like it probably cut off around the time where I was talking about they casted a black man for Snape, and I just know that they are going to subject that actor to such awful ridicule. Oh, okay, cut out around the Marauders. Goddamn. Okay, basically I said the reboot is pointless, and then I was like, for example, they casted a black man as Snape. I'm blanking on the name of the actor, but they casted a black man as Snape, and they're going to subject him and probably whoever they cast as the children, especially if they cast different races in as the kids. Not that it matters. I'm not someone who thinks it matters, but they're going to subject the Snape actor and probably the children actors to such horrible, horrible ridicule because there are so many people on the internet that are just awful people. And they're not going to do anything about it. Not going to do anything to protect these actors. Not a damn thing. Star Wars has the same problem when it comes to casting people of color or women. They just cast them and they throw them in there. They throw them into these god-awful, horrid, toxic fandoms, and they don't do a damn thing to try and protect them, and it's just not worth it for a Harry Potter reboot when you already have perfectly good movies. Wait, really? Hello? Is that any better? Oh, the audio is fine? Okay. I unplugged my mic for not. Okay. Anyways, long story short, if I do talk about the Harry Potter reboot, it'll probably be because I talk about how bad it is. And if I do watch it, it will be on a pirated stream. I will not be watching it off of Max. I'll tell you that much for free. How did me and Chris meet? Great question. We met in high school. Technically, we met in middle school. But we started dating in high school. And we've been dating for 8 going on 9 years. So almost a decade. That's another thing. They casted Americans. That's how you know J.K. Rowling is desperate for something, because I'm pretty sure she was like, nobody who is not British can be in these films when the films were happening. Now we're casting Americans. Okay, sure. I hope your midterm went great. Any predictions on Wicked for Good, and how will the trailer pan out? Like, which of the Act 2 songs are going to be teased? Obviously For Good. Obviously For Good is going to be teased. They already teased it in the first movie. So, I feel like they might tease one of the original songs, because I know Steven Schwartz is making a couple more original songs for Wicked for Good. And good. Dare I say, the second act of Wicked sucks. I don't know how, I'm not going to spoil anything that happens. Don't worry, if you haven't seen the second act of Wicked or you don't know anything, like, I won't spoil anything that happens. But I will say, in terms of, like, a cohesive story, like, it's not good. It's not the best. Like, Wicked is a phenomenon purely because of the first act. And that's it. The second act of Wicked, I hope the movie changes a lot. And they can, and they should. For example, this isn't necessarily a spoiler. There's stuff that they have to change. In the stage play, the silver shoes that Nessa wears, she enchants them so that she can walk. And in the stage play, it works because the girl playing Nessa is never somebody who is actually paralyzed or a paraplegic or whatever the proper term is. But the girl who plays Nessa in the movie actually is in a wheelchair. Like, she's actually handicapped. She can't walk. You can't make her walk. You cannot put that actress in a harness on strings and make her walk for a movie. They can't do that. That's not going to happen. So they're going to have to get creative with stuff like that. And I feel like, good. for the better, for good, if you will. Because go ahead, change plenty of things about the second act of Wicked. Make it better. And I think they will. I think they have that potential. How do I feel about any Wicked poster? I think they're all ugly. Sorry. In the original Wicked poster where it's like Cynthia is like reaching for Ariana and Ariana is reaching for Cynthia, that poster pisses me off so bad because Ariana's hand looks dead. She's reaching for her like this. She should be like reaching. Like there's no liveliness in her fingers. Oh, don't get me started. I hate all the Wicked posters, to be honest with you. You watched Mission Impossible earlier this year. Favorites Fallout? Well, of course. And I agree. The death in Dead Reckoning also pissed me off because killed her to replace her with what actress? My least favorite actress. Anyways, December will come quickly. We're already a third of the way through the year. Benjamin, I like the way you think. You started reading because of me? Reading in general or reading Percy Jackson? Do you like trains since I live by a train track? No. It's really annoying, actually, when I film a YouTube video. I have to, like, stop talking, like, 5 to 7 times in a YouTube video to let the train pass. How do you become a member? On our YouTube channel, you can just subscribe. You just subscribe and you'll get our content all the time. For Patreon, you can just be a free member. I am not exactly sure what the process is like, but if you go to Patreon and sign up and stuff, there's a free option. I'm pretty positive. Can we expect Bridgerton Season 4 in 2025? I don't think so. I think we'll be getting it in the early half of 2026. I'm hoping February of 2026 because Valentine's Day, hello. I do think we'll be getting big stuff from Season 4 in 2025. I know Tadum is in like May or something. And Tadum's got a lot on their hands. I think Tadum's going to do a lot with Stranger Things if they're not dumb. And then hopefully we'll also get Bridgerton Season 4 stuff at Tadum, which I think we will. I have not watched the Fast and the Furious movies. That franchise actually doesn't interest me. I have a whole list of franchises that don't interest me. But if I say them, people might get mad at me. So I also can't believe that Season 2 was announced before, Season 3 was announced before Season 2. Literally freaked out. I started crying. I was like freaking out. I was crying for multiple reasons. 1, because I was excited. 2, because I was elated, like thinking about everything that we're going to finally see on screen. And 3, I got really excited because that means I'm employed for at least another year. So I love to see it. How far am I in the Son of Neptune reading vlog? I am halfway through the book. I just uploaded day 3 of my reading vlog to my Patreon today. And I'm about halfway through the book. If that tells you anything. Yes, I think Mission Impossible 8 is going to be the last movie. I think they changed it from Dead Reckoning Part 2 to Dead Reckoning The Last something or other. So it gives me the vibes that it's going to be the last one. If not the last Mission Impossible, I feel like it's going to be the last one with Tommy Cruise, if you will. Last Olympian's so good. I can't wait to see that on my big screen. I've heard of Epic the Musical. I haven't listened to it though. I'm not really big on listening to musicals before I've seen them in any way, shape, or form. Like even when Hamilton came out, I found a bootleg or a slime tutorial, if you will, and watched it there. So I haven't listened to it. I agree. Talked all about this in my latest YouTube video. I think they'll be like Italian adjacent. I don't know what they're kind of searching for when it comes to like deep rooted. Like I could convince you guys I'm Italian. My grandma is like full blown Italian. Her last name is Mastriano. So like I'm what, a quarter Italian, 25% Italian. Like, are they gonna be casting people straight out of Italy, or are they gonna be casting people that just have like Italian lineage? I don't know, and I'm not quite sure how much I care. Because to me, Italian people are just kind of like just like tan or pale. Not even. No, they're tan. Italians tan. Like, there's tan. And talk like this. So I don't know much about Italians, to be quite honest with you. So, I mean, I assume they're going to do their best. But, like, it's harder, I think, to cast... Is that... Oh my god, I'm going to sound so fucking dumb. Italians, it's like... Is that considered an ethnicity? Right? It's not a race, I know that. I'm not dumb. But, like, I feel like it's harder to cast an ethnicity than it is to cast a race. Like, if you're looking for a specific race. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. Is Italian even an ethnicity? I hope it is. If not, I sound really dumb. Ooh, okay. I hope the female lead is not Haley Atwell, because she's in the Mission Impossible movies. We are, in fact, getting some Sunrise on the Reaping news. Very excited for that. Thoughts on the boys? I love the boys, but I love Gen V more. I remember I watched season 1 of the boys, obviously loved it. Season 2 of the boys, loved it even more. Season 3 of the boys, I was like, okay. They're kind of losing me. Soldier Boy, like, didn't do it for me. I'm not, like, as obsessed with him as a lot of, like, fanboys are. No offense, Jensen Ackles, I think that's the actor's name. But then I watched Gen V before season 4 of The Boys, and oh my god, did Gen V just reinvigorate my love for that franchise and literally saved The Boys season 4 for me. If I didn't watch Gen V, first of all, I'd be confused. Second of all, I wouldn't have cared as much. Like, I probably would have been bored. I love Gen V. Okay, let's see, where am I? Beep, 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 beep. Tom won't be in Doomsday since Spider-Man 4 takes place in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. Yeah, I agree. I saw some people be like, how could you ever possibly do an Avengers movie without Spider-Man? I saw people saying that word for word, and I was like, aren't there 2 Avengers movies that already exist without Spider-Man? Technically 3, he's barely there in Endgame. So... having seen the whole series of Daredevil Born Again, what is my favorite episode? Probably the finale. God, the finale is so good. Like, me and Chris watched it like 2 to 3 times. It's just good stuff. You know what I mean? I agree. Happy for him. No, it's not an April Fool's joke. What scenes am I excited for in season 3 of Percy Jackson? Great question. I mean, I feel like I'm excited just for anything with Nico. I quite like Nico a lot. Probably like the whole ending with Luke being there and that whole reveal, which I feel like is an obvious answer, but whatever. Yes! Oh my god, this is an audiobook behind me. Chris and I have really been going to like these secondhand bookshops that also have like secondhand Blu-rays because he collects Blu-rays. And I have 3 of the Percy Jackson audiobooks out of the 5. I have Last Olympian, Sea of Monsters, and Battle of the Labyrinth. So if any of you guys have or find The Lightning Thief or Titan's Curse audiobooks, please send me a DM on Instagram or anything. Comment on a YouTube video. I will buy it from you. I want it. So I just think they're cute. They're like the cute little bookshelf warmers. I like it. Probably 40% reputation revenger. You're nothing if not a professional hater. Yeah, but I've also got a lot of love and empathy. You may not see that. I say to my sister. But like I cry like once a day. Like over like people I don't even know. So I have a feeling Thunderbolts will sneak up and be awesome, surprising a lot of people. 100%. 100%. I don't think that's crazy at all. First of all, I think we've seen more of the Thunderbolts than Fantastic Four, which makes sense. They've been marketing it more because it comes out first. I don't think that's crazy at all. And Thunderbolts has a lot of characters that we already know, so it's easier to be more excited for it, I think. We're obviously all excited for Fantastic Four because we know what the Fantastic Four are. We know who those characters are, but this is our first time seeing these version of these characters, so we don't know them specifically. But for Thunderbolts, we all know Bucky, we know Red Guardian, we all know Yelena. We love them, you know what I mean? We're all probably excited to see Ghost again. Taskmaster's toast, but what can you do? There is a certain content creator that is that's toxic to the Marvel content, in my opinion. Starts with an S and ends with an S. Hey, what can you do? I feel like Thunderbolts is going to be one of the best Marvel movies of the year. I agree. I think this is a good year for Marvel, especially because I liked Brave New World. First Avenger is literally in my top 3. Well, exactly, Jenna, and that is why we're best friends. Because when I said I don't expect everybody to get the First Avenger like I do, that doesn't mean you. I know you get it like I do. Yes! I know there's no Percy Jackson merchandise. It's sickening. I wish I could talk to somebody and be like, you guys need to make merch out of this and this and this and this. Like, how do they not officially sell these necklaces? How is that not an official merch item? Come on, people. I'm hoping as the seasons go, they get more and more into making merchandise. Not too much, though, because I don't have that much money. Okay, are you going for a walk? For a while, I hadn't seen Incredible Hulk, but I did watch it prior to Brave New World for the first time. I thought it was fine. I haven't watched Secret Invasion, never going to. I haven't watched Echo, probably won't. Other than that, though, I think I'm pretty good on all the Marvel projects. I have a Spider-Man collection spread out amongst my rooms. I got a Spider-Man statue back here. Spider-Man posters. Gwen Stacy Funko Pops. You know the vibes. Got Spider-Man Spider-Verse book down here. Thoughts on Isabella Merced as Dina in The Last of Us? I like it. I think she's great casting. I don't know what she's gonna be like. I haven't seen her, but I'm down. I haven't seen the Alien movies, so I didn't see her in the Alien movies. So I don't think I've seen her act. But I think she's gonna be great. I know a lot of people are really big fans of her. First half of Moon Knight is way better than the second half. Jacob, I agree. What are your favorite collectibles in your collection? This is probably, oh my god, my precious baby. This is my Daredevil helmet that I made. It's got dust all up in it, and the paint's kind of chipping because it's traveled now. I've brought it to many places. But I made this Daredevil helmet. You can tell when you look on the inside. Don't look on the inside. You don't need to look on the inside. But like, I sanded it, primed it, 3D printed, made it all by myself. There's like a series on my TikTok from forever ago, like before No Way Home, of me, or right after No Way Home maybe, of me making this. Because I got, I don't know where that sentence was about to go. Made it, and then I got to bring it to a convention where I got it signed by John Bernthal, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Charlie Cox. So this is kind of my pride and joy. Eventually I would like to meet Deborah Ann Wall and Eldon Henson, who play Karen and Foggy. I'd like to meet them and get them to sign like the back of it. I think that'd be cool. I want to make a YouTube video talking about my entire autograph collection, but I can't because there's something I want to include in my autograph collection that I technically cannot share with the general public because it's under an NDA. And I can't say what it is, obviously, because that negates the point of an NDA. But there is a specific thing that I want to include in my autograph collection whenever I make that video, but I can't until I'm allowed to talk about it. So anyways, moving on. What about Twilight? As in them remaking it? Never gonna beat the original. They should have finished Fantastic Beasts. I agree. Honestly, I don't know. That's a great question. It kind of just happened. This is just what I liked to do, and I got lucky enough to have enough followers on enough platforms that allow me to make money off of it and live off of it. Oh my god, lost my spot. I have the same Niffler pictures, exactly. Yeah, okay, now I'm at the part of chat where everyone's like, it's glitching. Dude, Armor Wars is never gonna happen because who cares about Rhodey? Nobody. Let's see, I gotta get through all the people saying that my audio was out and whatnot. I have not played Marvel Rivals, but I have spent many a time looking at many fan drawings of Bucky from Marvel Rivals. So, same difference. Favorite horror movies? Big Saw fan. Big Saw girly. I don't know if they count as horror movies, but I love the Final Destination movies, except for the fourth one. The fourth one's really bad. Yeah, my favorite horror franchise is probably Saw, and then probably Scream after that, but we all know where the Scream franchise is right now. Nice Daredevil collection. Thank you so much. There's a couple other things that aren't behind me that I could have put in my shrine. Grover is on my other shelf. My main shelf in my living room. I have a little side room off of my living room. It's called a sunroom. It's where I film my reading vlogs. And all of my Percy Jackson books are there. Takes up a lot of shelf room, and that's where my Grover Pop is. Top 5 celebrities you want to meet one day, but it's hard due to their popularity. I don't know if I can come up with ones that are hard because of their popularity. I can come up with ones that would be hard to meet because they don't really go to conventions, so I would have to maybe run into them on the streets. Number 1, Sebastian Stan. Duh. 2, Emma Stone. She's my favorite actress, probably of all time, so I'd really like to meet her. I'd love to meet Andrew Garfield. He doesn't really do conventions either, so I'd have to run into him on the street. I'd love to meet Taylor Swift. I'm going out of movies and TV shows now. I'd love to meet Taylor Swift, and I'd love to meet any One Direction member, but specifically Louis Tomlinson. Yeah, water break. I need to be drinking water. Oh, yes. The last Mission Impossible is called The Final Reckoning. Dude, I'm so excited for Battle of Labyrinth as a season. I can't wait for it to just look like Severance when they're running through the labyrinth, like how they run through the hallways of Severance. You started reading Percy Jackson because of me? That's so sick. Loved it. Had a great time with it. I was like jumping out of my seat at the beginning of the film because I love the whole not Backstreet Boys, Hello, NSYNC. But the choreography of it had me hyped. I'm a big fan of choreography because I'm a dancer. So I was just like, oh, this is great. This is everything. I did not watch Supernatural. Is my mic cutting out? Someone said my mic keeps cutting out. Is it still cutting out? Let me know. No, I did not watch Supernatural. Sue me. Season 4 of The Boys was a big disappointment for me. I gotta be honest with you, I can't really differentiate things that happen in Season 3 and in Season 4. I gotta be honest. Gen V was just so spectacular. Like, I've watched Gen V 4 or 5 times over the past year. Gen V outsold The Boys immediately for me. Like, it wasn't even... They didn't even have a chance. Hang on, I just accidentally clicked around. Literally went through all the merch for a video. It's only shirts. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, also hi. Yeah, they have no merch. Isabella is great in Romulus. So I've heard. Season 3 is overhated. I just think they should have told us it was going to end in a to be continued. I've been enjoying watching reactions to Avatar, Buckle up's gonna get crazy. Yeah, I just finished watching episode 14 the other day. My YouTube video this week, I plan to have it be me watching episodes 9 through 14, like my highlight video. So, if I could erase a scene from the Percy Jackson books, what would it be? It would probably be the scene where Luke admits that he was in love with Annabeth. I'd probably just cut that out. Other than that, I really don't know. Hang on, my dad has texted me 3 times. Oh my gosh, he's watching me. Hi, Dad. He said I skipped his, Oh, I didn't even see it. Hi, Dad. Everyone say hi to my dad. That's so sweet. Hi, Dad. I got all red because now I know someone's watching me that I know. Yeah, I would totally get Dex to sign my helmet if he went to a con that was near me. I would also get Rosario Dawson, Loki, who plays Claire in like the first 2 seasons of the show. And then I guess the girl that plays Elektra, I don't know her name off the top of my head, but if she ever went to a con, yeah. If they were to give any of the other Defenders characters a reboot, who would you pick? Probably Jessica Jones. That's probably the best one. Hang on, I'm texting my dad back. Best of Final Destinations 1 and 3. 4th is god awful. I liked the 5th one, at least purely just for the end of it, and I won't say what that is. But that plot twist, if you will, phenomenal stuff. Blew my mind when I watched it. Battle of Labyrinth is my favorite book from Percy Jackson. I hope they renew season 4. I hope they do as well. I think book 4 and book 5 are probably the best of the series. So those are the ones that I'm most excited to see adapted to screen. How many times have I watched Stranger Things? More times than I can count, probably. Anyone stoked about Avatar 3? Earlier when I mentioned that there is a list of franchises that I have no interest in watching, Avatar is one of them. Not Avatar The Last Airbender. I'm talking about Avatar James Cameron, the Blue People Avatar. I don't know. I know people love it. I just have no interest in it. Sorry. Hope they do a whole episode on the backstory of Luke and his mom. They probably will. They definitely will. I feel like they'll definitely do a whole episode on it in the final season of the show, but I think they're gonna be sprinkling a lot more information on it throughout the series as a whole, because they already talked a lot about it in season 1, which got me so excited. I was elated when they were talking about Luke in episode 6 with Hermes. Elated. Main thoughts on the Hunger Games or Sunrise on the Reaping? Well, I am not done with Sunrise on the Reaping. I think I'm like 9 chapters in. Haven't gotten too far in it. I like it a lot so far, though. As for the Hunger Games, I think it's one of the best franchises ever. Both book-wise, even though I haven't read the books in forever, and movie-wise. And then I think they had another hit with Battle of Songbirds and Snakes, and then I think they're going to have another hit with Sunrise on the Reaping. I have only been to, outside of America, I've only been to Spain, Portugal, and Canada. And I would like to go back to Spain. I haven't been since I was 17, and I'd like to go back there. I'd also be down to go to Tokyo, Disneyland Tokyo. I think that'd be really cool. My dad says go Jackets. I agree, Dad. I agree. I have never seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I have seen The Vampire Diaries. Jenna, my good friend Jenna, needs to finish The Vampire Diaries. I can't wait for Percy Jackson. Is that a joke reference that I'm supposed to get? Because I don't get it. Anyways, I got to do my own highlight videos of my reactions because of you. That's awesome. If we're recommending shows, I recommend X-Files. Okay. If we're recommending shows, right now I'm rewatching Grey's Anatomy for the 35th time. I'm actually on the hospital shooter episode right now. Where I left, I literally paused to start this live stream. If anybody watches Grey's Anatomy, I have left off where Christina is in the process of fixing Derek's heart in the midst of surgery, and now Meredith is operating on Owen. The fourth wall break, yeah. They need to have more than 8 eps for The Last Olympian, unless they have them the length of Stranger Things. I feel like it's possible Percy Jackson could get an episode extension now, because now that we've seen Disney give them an early season 3 renewal, the sky's the limit now, you guys. Like, I'm into it. I would probably never watch Avatar. Let me find the list of franchises I have no interest in watching, and you guys tell me what you think. Hang on, I gotta go to my notes app. Franchises. Movie franchises I have no interest in. Ready? Here we go. Number 1, Planet of the Apes. Don't care. Don't care. Never have cared. Never will care. Probably never gonna watch it. If I'm gonna watch a movie with monkeys in it, it's gonna be Wicked. Number 2, Godzilla. Any of the Godzilla, Kong movies, never seen, never gonna see. Once again, if I'm gonna watch, is Godzilla a monkey or is Godzilla the alligator? Kong is the monkey. Once again, if I'm gonna watch a movie with a giant monkey or something in it, it's gonna be Wicked. I don't know if any of you guys follow me on Letterboxd, but I did watch Wicked like 3 times in a row 2 weekends ago. Last weekend. It was great. Number 3, Despicable Me / Minions. I've never seen a Despicable Me movie. I've never seen a Minions movie. I have no interest in it. Maybe if I was 5 when they came out. However, I'm now the ripe age of 25. I have a frontal lobe pretty much fully developed. It's the same as asking me if I'm going to go see the Minecraft movie. I have no interest in it. I don't find it funny. I don't find any of the jokes funny. I don't find the Minions funny. Cameron hates movies with monkeys in them. What can I say? This next one kind of upsets Chris. And this one's here more as a joke just because I know it upsets Chris. Number 4 on this list is Rocky. If my dad is still here, he'll probably get mad at me for this. And I don't seriously mean this one. Like, I will probably at some point in my life give the Rocky movies a chance. It's more of a joke because one time Chris wanted to show me Rocky. This was like back in 2017 when we started dating. And I fell asleep. I was like, I'm not doing this. Number 5, the Halloween movies. I've seen some of them. I have no desire to see the rest of them. I think they're all bad. Maybe except for the first one. It's the same movie. It's just the same movie over again. At least Scream did something different. Did something new. Reinvented it a little bit. Like, at least Scream figured it out. Scream came out with Scream 3 and they said, okay, we gotta change something, we gotta fix something, and they did. So, there's that. Avatar, via James Cameron. Not my thing, I don't know what it is. And maybe I'll watch them eventually. I feel like sometimes I tend to be like, if everyone thinks something is so good, they describe it like the second coming of Christ, I tend to not be interested in it. Which is a bad personality trait to have. I'm not bragging about having that personality trait. That's bad, but I just don't have no interest in the Avatar movies. And also on this list, Fast and the Furious franchise. Sorry. And lastly, the Transformers movies. No interest in those either. The only one that I would consider watching is Bumblebee for Haley Steinfeld. That's the list of movie franchises I have no interest in. Oh, and if I shared that to the general public of the internet, I feel like boys on the internet would get mad at me. Yes, I went to Vancouver and I very much liked it. It felt like a cleaner, safer New York in a way. I liked it. Oh my god, Jacob, you should totally read the books. If not, you should watch the first season of the show. I don't know. I would like it if they kept the theme of the season starting out with the book narrations. Yes, I also hate when people say the Percy Jackson movies are good, and I think my friend Jacob here was joking. They're bad. I can't wait for the commentary track I'm going to have to do of Sea of Monsters that I will do and make a highlight video for and post before season 2 of Percy Jackson comes out, because that's going to be hilarious, because that's maybe the worst movie ever. You guys know how Snow White is now like the lowest rated movie on IMDb? It's got like a 1.7 stars. How is we all know how, but how is Snow White the lowest rated IMDb movie when Sea of Monsters exists? Be so serious. Yeah, the first movie's okay. You can go watch my commentary track about it where I talk about them all the time. I talk about this in that video. And I talk about this sporadically throughout Percy Jackson videos too, I'm sure. The first movie is fine because it can kind of stand on its own as a movie. Like if you watched it removed from the Percy Jackson books, if you watched it removed from the Percy Jackson fandom, like if you took that movie and you took Logan Lerman's character and you named him something besides Percy Jackson, right? It works. Like it works as a film as a whole. Is it a great movie? No. But it's a fine movie and it works well enough. The second movie, though, is so god-awful bad. I think they were in the writer's room like this. Just eyes closed. That's good. Because people want me to watch Legend of Korra. And I want to as well, but Avatar: Last Airbender is long seasons. Have you seen Dune Part 1 and Part 2? I have seen Part 1. I haven't seen Part 2 yet, and I feel really bad about it. I think I was sick when Part 2 was coming out. Normally, me and Chris go see movies together. And I didn't get to go see Dune Part 2 with him. Either I was sick or he wasn't allowed a +1. And if Chris wasn't going to go see it a second time in the theaters, like, I wasn't going to go see it by myself. I don't like seeing movies by myself. And I could have watched it when it came out on Max, but it takes a lot for me to be like, okay, I'm going to sit down and watch a 3-hour movie. And I say that like I didn't just admit that I watched Wicked 3 days in a row last week. So I did like Dune Part 1, though. I really did like it. I just have to get off my butt and watch Dune Part 2. I listed the most toxic fan bases. What can I say? Agree with all except Planet of the Apes. That's fine. Totally fine. What would they make darker at the end of season 2? I don't know if there's... I know. There's aren't... There should be segments happening, and I'll probably do... I'm about to get to the bottom of the chat, so I'll probably get to segments in a minute. Like, talk about, like, specific things. As for what Walker said on the Emmy red carpet, talking about how season 2 ends darker, I feel like... Well, okay, we know the second book ends with Thalia coming back to life. I'm sure it still like ends with that, but I don't know. I don't think Percy Jackson is gonna let up off of the gas pedal of changing things from the books, and not changing the whole thing, but I think they're gonna change just as much stuff as they did in season 1. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think there's plenty of things that can be changed and fixed in the books because the books came out 20 years ago. It doesn't bother me personally. So I have no idea what could possibly be darker. Maybe they expand a little more on Thalia being a tree for years and what that does to her, maybe? I don't know. I walked out of the Sea of Monsters movie. Oh my god, seeing that in the theater would be crazy. I would love to tell you what I thought of Snow White. I liked it, dude. I think... Sorry, there's something on my lip. I liked it. I think it was just as good as the other live action remakes. And this is coming from somebody who watches the live action Disney Princess remakes very much often. Like last year, I think I watched Cinderella 2015 like 4 times. Whenever Snow White comes on Disney Plus, like it'll probably be thrown into the rotation whenever I get into a Disney Plus live action, not a Disney Princess live action, like rewatch kick. Like I'll definitely rewatch it. I thought it was good. I think that the original Snow White story is bad. I think that it's very bare bones. And I think the original Snow White is a great achievement of animation. Story-wise, though, boring. Boring yawn snoozer. The prince in the original movie is on screen for like 4 minutes tops. You can't make a live action out of that. You have to change it. I liked the things that they changed in the Snow White movie. I liked the music. I thought it was good. I thought it was catchy. I think the worst part of the movie was Gal Gadot by far. Horrible acting and horrible singing. But I thought Rachel was great. I really liked the love interest in the film. I thought the dwarves were fine. I didn't think that they were like god awful, but they didn't bother me personally. I just think that the original Snow White movie is not great. So they did the best that they could with the original story that they were given, which was not a lot. Because right after Snow White, you have Cinderella. And Cinderella, even though also a very bare bones story, like Cinderella is like it's like Cinderella and Romeo and Juliet are the 2 most repeated storylines I feel like in cinematic history, right? Like you've got Romeo and Juliet, and then you've got West Side Story, and then that trickles all the way down somehow into Teen Beach Movie. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to the shit of Romeo and Juliet. Same thing with Cinderella. You've got things that are like literally Cinderella, like Cinderella 2015. Then you've got all of the Cinderella stories. So Hilary Duff, a Cinderella story. Selena Gomez, a Cinderella story. Another Cinderella story. The one with the girl from Pretty Little Liars and the dude from, what's his name? The dude from Peacemaker. Another Cinderella story, Once Upon a Song. And there's so many more. And like you can also just like tell a Cinderella story in so many ways. Bridgerton season 4 is a Cinderella story. Like a Cinderella story, like a girl that is like a lower class working maid, and a man who is like not is like rich or whatever. Gender swapped, like Cinderella happens all the time. Like that story is told so many times. So when you get to Cinderella 2015, very easy to take that story and make it better. Cinderella 2015 doesn't even use any of the music in the original Cinderella movie, like the animated movie. They don't use any of those songs, and it's still a perfectly fine movie, and it's great. Then you've got Beauty and the Beast, which by this point in time in Disney animation, Beauty and the Beast is a phenomenal story. You don't really need to add too much to that, and the live action doesn't add too much to it. All they do is add Evermore, which is probably one of the better songs in the film. Shout out to Josh Groban. Shout out to Josh Groban's cover of Evermore. I like Beauty and the Beast, even though I know some people, Jenna, didn't give it a very high score on Letterboxd, but that's fine. The thing about Beauty and the Beast, though, Emma Watson can't sing. So, me, I can overlook that. I couldn't give 2 shits about whether or not she could sing, whether or not sometimes it sounds like there's auto-tune. I don't care. I don't care about auto-tune. I don't care about trivial stuff like that. So I like Beauty and the Beast. I think it's great. I think it's visually very stunning. I think it's hilarious that, what's his name? Ewan McGregor is Lumiere. So I like Beauty and the Beast. I like the live action of it. Little Mermaid, I think, is probably objectively the best live action remake. And I think, I don't know, sorry, Jenna. I'm not the biggest, like, Little Mermaid animated movie fan. Like, that's not my favorite. For reference, my favorite animated Disney princess movies are Sleeping Beauty and Tangled. So, But, like, The Little Mermaid has never been my favorite. But the live action, I think, is objectively the best. And, like, what they do add to the story of The Little Mermaid, I think makes it so much better. And then I'll never forget, me and my boyfriend went to go see Little Mermaid in theaters. We're driving up to it. And we're avid listeners of the Beauty and the Beast soundtrack. We're big Evermore stans. We're driving up to the movie and we're like, I wonder if Prince Eric, is going to get an Evermore song. I wonder if Prince Eric's song could possibly top Evermore. We're sat in the theater. And what the fuck's his name? Jonah Howard King starts singing Wild Uncharted Waters. Me and my boyfriend are sitting there watching him sing Wild Uncharted Waters. And we get to the end of it. And me and Chris just look at each other. And we both have tears in our eyes. I cry every day. It takes a lot for something to well up in Chris's tear ducts. Tears didn't fall, but tears were welled. Beautiful song. Beautiful, gorgeous, amazing song. Oh, it's so good. If I ever met Lin-Manuel Miranda, this is the order in which I would compliment him on things. I'd say number 1, I love you as Hermes in the Percy Jackson show. Oh my god, that's a tongue twister. I'd say Lin, big fan. Love you as Hermes in Percy Jackson. Secondly, I'd just like to say huge ups and congrats on writing a song like Wild Uncharted Waters. Third, this is interchangeable with the second one. Third, I'd say, by the way, snubbed of a director nom for Tick, Tick, Boom, one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Then I would compliment him on Hamilton. That is how much I love Wild Uncharted Waters. Okay? You know what I mean? Like, that's the order in which I would congratulate him on things. And then I'd say also, shout out to Moana, maybe. That's what I'd give him. So, oh my god, my throat is dying. I haven't talked this much since I filmed my Percy Jackson character tier list. Long story short, I think the Snow White animated movie is the worst out of all of them. And that is coming from a Sleeping Beauty fan. Okay? So I'm aware of what it's like to like an animated film that can be conceived as boring to other people. Or not conceived. Portrayed. Wherever. Consumed. But I just think the first Snow White is boring as a box of nails. And I think that the Snow White live action did the best that they could with what they're given. Okay, moving on. I'll be so annoyed when people begin to compare season 2 with the movie. Dude, I'm so excited for season 3 so that we can be free. You know that meme of the guy in front of a sunset who's like breaking free of the chains? That is gonna be how it feels for the entirety of Percy Jackson season 3 when we get to go through an entire season of the show with nobody comparing it to a movie. It's gonna be so spectacular and phenomenal. I have seen the Quiet Place movies. I love them. My bestie boo, Joseph Quinn, was in A Quiet Place day 1, and I thought he was phenomenal. This time next year, Sea of Monsters movie is better than the show. Oh, of course, people are going to be saying that. We all need to prepare immediately. I'm not a fan of the Hunger Games, but I think I should be because if Sunrise on the Reaping, maybe last movie, or at least for now, maybe, I might go back and rewatch the first 4 movies. 5. There's 5. There's Hunger Games Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, and then there's a prequel movie called Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And absolutely, you should go watch them. And then go see Sunrise on the Reaping in theaters. What will be better, How to Train Your Dragon remake or Lilo and Stitch? None. None of the above. Oh! None of the above. Everything I have seen from the How to Train Your Dragon live action makes me less excited for it, actually, because I just am bored. It's just like, why would I watch this when I can go watch the animated movie? It looks the same. Everything I've seen is a shot-for-shot remake. And also, Lilo and Stitch, I guess probably has the potential to be better just because it's going to be different, I hope. But I'm not, like, super obsessed with Lilo and Stitch in the first place. I think Stitch is a cute little creature, but other than that, it's not like I die on a hill for Lilo and Stitch. So I'm like so indifferent on this question. I don't even care. I also love Teen Beach Movie. I love a lot of DComs. There are a lot of DComs that Chris has not seen that I need him to see. I do think tonight, though, okay, I don't know if anybody cares about this. Tonight, I think I'm going to make Chris watch the first episode of High School Musical, the musical, the series. I just had him rewatch the High School Musical trilogy for the past 3 days. And tonight, I do believe I'm going to make him start High School Musical, the musical, the series. And I'm very, very excited. I'm excited for him. He's a big Livy stan. I don't know if you guys know this about Chris. Chris is a big Olivia Rodrigo stan. Big. So I'm excited for him to watch her origins. This is like a big step for him. Very excited for him. And I'm just excited for him to watch it because I think High School Musical, the musical, the series is such a fun TV show. So I'm excited for him. Yes, Romeo and Juliet as well. I haven't seen a single Paddington movie. I was probably gonna see it if Rachel Zegler stayed in it, but she had to get recast in Paddington in Peru because of the strikes that were happening back in 2023. Tick Tick Boom being snubbed in general should have gone to Andrew Garfield. Makes me sick to this day. If people compare the movie, I can already see the controversies and fights happening. Yeah, people still talk about how much they love, what's that line about being on a roof or something in Sea of Monsters movie? I don't know. I've only seen Sea of Monsters like twice in my entire life. Hi. Any season 3 predictions for what they might add or change? It's so hard to guess because you just never know what they could or couldn't change. I also haven't read Titan's Curse in a minute. So I have to think. I'm hoping that season 3, this doesn't answer your question, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I hope season 3 gets a TV 14 rating, because that would be the next rating up from TV PG, which is what it is right now. I hope it gets a TV 14 rating so that, like, the deaths, there's 2 major deaths, well, air quote around major, but you know what I mean. There's 2 major deaths in Titan's Curse, and I want them to be not graphic, but I want them to be brutal. Not like Game of Thrones brutal, but like I want them to be like deaths. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Bianca, no. Zoe, no. You know what I mean? Like I want, I want it to hit me in the gut. I want the deaths to be good, so I want a TV 14 rating. And also, the damn jokes, I think, would be nice to stay. And I don't know how perceptive Disney will be to the damn jokes, because it's Disney. So I think a TV 14 rating would work wonders for season 3. Hunger Games is amazing. It's one of many movies that you love. Maze Runner and Divergent. I think it's definitely the best out of those 3. But yeah, all of those are great. Only reason why I'm excited for How to Train Your Dragon is because the director said he's changing the story a bit and adding new scenes. I'll believe it when I see it. I hope they do, like I just said. I don't know. I kind of disagree. I've seen people be like the Percy Jackson show should have been animated. I think Rick is in the process of trying to get the Kane Chronicles as an animated series. He hasn't given us an update on that in quite some time, but I don't know. I disagree. Maybe it's because I'm not big on like. It's not that I'm not big on animation. I like animated things. I just talked like for 30 minutes about the Disney Princess animated films. I just don't feel like that would work. I agree. No. And I love Sabrina Carpenter. I'm a big Sabrina Carpenter fan, and no. Mostly because her last acting gig was what? Tall Girl 2? I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I think she's a great actress. I just think, well, first of all, I think she's very focused on her music right now, and also I think her current brand is just not in tune with Disney, nor is it in tune with being a Disney princess. And I don't think she'd change that. I also don't think she would ever want to go back under contract with Disney in the first place, regardless of how I feel about the casting. So I think that that's a pipe dream. Get an unknown. Or just don't make a live action Tangled. How about that? There it is. Don't walk on my roof. Yeah, people love that line. Been following you for a while. How did I not know you were a High School Musical, the musical, the series fan? Well, I don't talk about it much. There's lots of things that I'm a casual fan of that you don't necessarily talk about much. Like, I'm a big Vampire Diaries fan. Big Grey's Anatomy fan. Big Teen Wolf fan. Shout out to Jenna. Jenna made me watch Teen Wolf who knows how long ago. 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Big Teen Wolf fan. Isaac Leahy changed my life in many ways. What else am I a big fan of? What are some of my favorite TV shows? Oh, Big Bang Theory. Love Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon. That's some of my favorite TV. Like, I love sitcoms. I watch Friends all the time. I watch Big Bang Theory all the time. Just finished a rewatch of How I Met Your Mother. Actually, I have a list of all the TV shows. I watched Abbott Elementary for the first time this year, so I'm caught up on that. I have a list of all the TV shows I've watched this year. Hang on. Oh my god, Glee? Come on. Come on. I went through like a Nickelodeon and then Disney Channel rewatch, so I watched Drake and Josh, and then I watched iCarly, and then I watched Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and then I watched Sweet Life on Deck. I also love reality TV, Love is Blind, Love Island. Love it. I'm a big fan of a lot of things that I don't talk about. Do you get the cast is getting old complaints with Percy Jackson? Yes. And I know you're probably asking this because of Stranger Things. I think Stranger Things gets it worse. It's really interesting, actually. Stranger Things gets it as a whole. And I mean, it's mostly the kids of Stranger Things that get it because, like, duh, they're the kids. Now they're not kids anymore. Which, like, yeah, whatever. The only person that really gets this complaint when it comes to Percy Jackson is Walker, and that's because of his height. He had a really big growth spurt throughout the course of filming season 1, and he's probably grown a little bit more since then. Like, he's taller than me. He's 15, I'm 25. He's a decade younger than me. And he's like, if I stood next to him, he's probably like up to here on me, which is crazy. But I'm also like 5'5", so I'm not that tall. Oh my god, Jenna, you're right. One Tree Hill. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Jenna. Back on topic. Yeah, the only person that gets this comment is Walker, which is funny. I always find it funny because people only complain about stuff like this for Walker. Out of the main 3, Arian is 18 now. So when they were filming, he was what, like 16? When they were filming season 1, he was like 16. So he didn't really grow much since then. He was already kind of grown. When they started filming, though, Walker was 12 and Leah was 12. Leah, bless her heart, she's gonna be 5 foot forever. Leah's not growing a lick. And also, respectfully, I mean this is the highest compliment, the classic saying, black doesn't crack. Like, Leah is always going to look very young for her age. Remarkable skin. Like, she, and God bless her, she's not growing. Her height is, I think, stagnant at, oh, I give tall energy? Shut up. That's so nice. Thank you. Anyways, yeah, God bless Leah. She's not growing. I fear she's gonna get to 5'3" max. So Walker is the only one that gets this complaint, and it's because he grew so much filming season 1. And now it's just ridiculous because, like, a picture of Walker will be posted and people are like, Walker literally looks like he's 21. And I'm like, you guys have not seen a 21-year-old if you think this 15-year-old kid looks like he's 21. What? Because he lost a little bit of baby fat in his face and his teeth are straight? He doesn't have braces? Like, I don't know. It doesn't click to me. I think people are really bad at telling age. Whenever I see people be like, Walker looks like he's 21, I think people don't. I think what age looks like is so skewed now. I get YouTube comments telling me that people think that I'm like 16. I'm 25. Do these eye bags look like the eye? I have makeup on, so you can't really tell. Do these eye bags look like the eye bags of a 16-year-old? No, sir. No, sir. Do these worry lines look like the worry lines of a 16-year-old? No. Pisses me off when people, whenever I say I'm 25 in my YouTube videos and people are like, you're 25. I thought you were 18. My point being, how people view age is so skewed. It pisses me off when people are like, Walker's getting too old. Walker's getting too old. He's 15. Or 16. I don't know. Did he just have a birthday? I can't remember. He's 16. He's a baby. He can't even drive. Makes me so angry. People don't get it. Anyways, this was a really nice compliment. I appreciate it. I disagree. It makes no sense. If you do Heroes of Olympus and continue it, and you do Heroes of Olympus as a continuation of the Percy Jackson series, so like if they did animated, they would animate Percy looking like Walker. It doesn't make sense. You would have to do Heroes of Olympus completely separate from the Percy Jackson series, and you would just have to you should just animate what the book characters look like. So brown hair Percy Jackson, blonde Annabeth, like it would make no sense. It would make no sense to just transition into animation. No sense to me. It wouldn't work. You would lose so much viewership. If you're going to do a continuation of the story, keeping it like these are the same characters that you just watched in this live action show going into this animation show, like you would lose people. You would lose people. Whether or not you think it's a better idea, that's fine. I don't care. Even though I don't think it's a better idea, it would not make sense, and you would lose people. From a marketing standpoint, they wouldn't do that. They would rather just not adapt Heroes of Olympus than change it to animation. Hate to break it to you. I am not worried. I think that they'll change anything that's bad or boring or lame and make it better. I'm not sure what the ratings are for the Harry Potter films, but I agree. Like the first two movies should be akin to the first two seasons, which are a little bit more lighthearted. I don't know. It depends. Reading vlogs take a lot out of me, dude. First, I need to see the two Marvel series, Daredevil and Punisher. You could probably watch Daredevil Born Again without watching Punisher. Punisher, as a character, is in Daredevil. He is in, like, more than half of Season 2 of Daredevil, the original Netflix series. You can get the gist of Punisher's character without seeing the Punisher series, because I haven't seen the Punisher series. I've seen, like, half of it, because Chris watched it. But I haven't seen it in full, and you'll be fine. You don't need to watch the Punisher series. People say that we'll get animated because it'll be years in the future and everyone will look very different or want to move on in their careers. For sure. I totally grasp why people think it should be animated. Like, trust me, I fully understand that. And I get it. I understand it. I see your points. I know the actors will be older, way older than they're supposed to be. I know they will probably want to move on with their careers, which is why I stand by my point. Like, if they want to move on with their careers, they're probably not going to be doing voice acting for animated Percy Jackson series. So you would get different voice actors. What's the point of even animating them to look like Walker and Leah and Arian and all of the actors that were already in the original series if we get an adaptation of Heroes of Olympus, and if it's animated? It should be fully separate from the live action series because it makes no sense to make it a continuation. That's my point. I'd say it's her and Sabrina. I love Criminal Minds. Reed, that's my baby boy. Love him. Love Matthew Gray Gubler. Yeah, big Criminal Minds girl. Who is my favorite Grey's Anatomy character? Probably Christina. I've watched all of Grey's Anatomy. I'm not caught up with the latest season, but whatever. When I do rewatch, though, I normally stop watching after the plane crash. If you know, you know. That's normally when I stop watching. If I make it past the plane crash, I stop watching when Derek dies. Spoilers for Grey's Anatomy if you haven't seen it. I hope they do live action too, even though I haven't read them. I heard it's good, and some of the characters in the storylines. Yeah, like I would love to see it adapted, but it either needs to be live action and a continuation of the Percy Jackson live action series, or it needs to be animated and not related to the live action series at all, because I would hate that. I'd hate it. I haven't watched the new Wizard series, but I do like the original Wizards of Waverly Place. This is a hard question for me. I feel like they're so different. It's one of my least favorite things when the oh my god, wait, I just lost my screen. Hang on. It is one of my least favorite things when the Percy Jackson and the Harry Potter fandom like fight, and they're like, who would win, Harry Potter or Percy Jackson? I don't care. I don't even know my answer on a personal level. I feel like it's all very situational. But because I love Harry Potter so much, and obviously I love Percy Jackson so much, they're very different to me. And it's really hard to pick one or the other. Because like Percy Jackson, I feel like it's such a big world compared to Harry Potter, honestly. Even though Harry Potter is a very, very big world. Because Percy Jackson has so many more books, like it's so vast compared to. But then you've got things from Harry Potter that I love. Like, dude, I'll fuck up a day on Hogwarts Legacy. You guys don't understand. Like, Chris and I have lived in this apartment since June of last year. And in the first 6 months of... Do you guys hear that train that's happening right now? In the first... Hang on, I gotta text Chris. Did you feed Indy? I don't know if you fed our cat or not. Yeah, in the first 6 months of us living here, like, I logged over 100 hours on Hogwarts Legacy on his PS5. So, I couldn't pick. I could not pick. They're also such vastly different worlds to me. Like, Harry Potter is so magical, and Percy Jackson feels so rooted in reality, and it's, like, mythical more than it is magical. It's, like, it's Greek mythology versus magical creatures. Too different. I couldn't pick. Gun to my head, I couldn't pick. Yes. This is also true. He's taller than Clarice now. He's probably the same height as Charlie. He'll never be Tyson's height, though. I'll tell you that much for free. Tyson, played by Daniel Dimer, he's 28, and he's like 6'5", I think. 6'4". Love him. I am halfway through. He looks more 18 than he does 16, but sometimes I see the 16 in him. That's totally fine. And when I was, like, 15, I feel like I looked the same throughout all of high school. So, like, when I was 15 and a freshman, I kind of looked the same as I did as a senior. So, it's... People say, like, oh, he looks like he's 18, like, it's an insult. And it's like, that's fine. That's only 2 years older than he is. Like, I get you wanted a live-action Percy to be short for the entirety of the book, and that's for the entirety of the show, and that's fine. But like, I hate the complaint so much because it's like it's rooted in an idea that people can't comprehend or disconnect a show from reality. Like, I understand you can be frustrated by the fact that Walker has gotten taller, but like you can't separate the fact that time passes differently in the real world, and like kids are gonna age. Like, suck it up and shut up. Like, I don't. Ugh, so annoying. That's a good point, Jacob. Came back to the sub bending in Avatar. I don't know what that means. Charlie Heaton playing 17-year-old in season 4. Meh. Yeah, okay. His birthday's in January. I love Walker. I feel bad. I think at a SCAD thing, he did like an interview or talked to a panel or whatever, and he was like, I feel bad sometimes when I see people be like, I'm too old to play Percy Jackson now, because it's like I feel bad that I grew. Like, I feel bad that I got tall, and I feel bad that my voice got deeper. And I'm like, how dare you guys make this 16-year-old boy feel bad about his voice changing? Like, fuck you. Sorry if that's crass. But it's just like, puberty already sucks. You don't need thousands of people pointing out and being like, your voice is too deep, you've grown too tall. It just sucks. I hate it. There's the classic, like, Divergent books that you could read. I don't know if I have any recommendations, but chat, if you guys have any, go ahead. I agree. Let them be best friends. I feel like when it comes to Percy versus Harry, I always am worried to talk about this, and I might have this be the last point that I make on the stream because I've been talking for 2 hours now. I'm always worried to talk about this because I feel like, oh god, I just hit my desk. I feel like a lot of people talk about this coming from the standpoint of being a Percy Jackson fan, and that's totally fine. And to be fair, I haven't finished, the Heroes of Olympus series, so I don't know Percy's full power extent, right? Like, I don't know what more he's going to give. But is Percy not mostly just powerful when he's near water? What if Harry Potter and Percy Jackson were in the Sahara Desert? Harry Potter's got his wand. What's Percy gonna do? There's no water anywhere. I think it's very situational. And I also think Harry Potter could stop some of Percy's magic with his wand. I don't think it'd be a Percy would beat him down and win immediately for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think if I were to say, yeah, I think Percy would win, I do think Harry would put up a fight. Like, I don't think it's just a one and done. Harry has nothing to give. I think Harry Potter has a lot to give. I don't know. I feel like I want to say Percy. I like Hazel. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good one. Ah, that's so sweet. Thank you. Indy likes the TV show that I put on for him where it's just fish swimming. It's a YouTube video. He loves it. Zeus. No spoilers, chat? Okay, so I guess Percy gets more powerful in the Heroes of Olympus books, which is fine. I do kind of still stand by my point. Regardless of how powerful Percy gets, I do still think that Harry can put up a fight. Like, I don't like that Percy Jackson fans just, like, automatically negate the fact that a lot of Harry Potter spells are super powerful and exist. Like, I don't know what exactly Percy can do by the time Heroes of Olympus ends, but can he do it faster than Harry could say Avada Kedavra? Like, maybe, I don't know, because once again, I haven't finished Heroes of Olympus. But I don't like the argument at all, because regardless of who you think wins, I don't like the notion that Harry Potter couldn't put up a fight. I don't like that notion. I feel like it's coming from a place of people that don't care about the Harry Potter franchise, which is fine. It comes from a place of people that are only thinking about Harry Potter from the movies and not Harry Potter from the books, which is different. Harry Potter in the books is a little bit more powerful. My answer will probably stay the same. I never am going to pick who I think would win. I am never probably going to pick... Oh? Kind of clocked some tea. Yeah, I'm never going to pick who I think would win, because I don't see a point in that for me personally. Oh, thank you, Chris! I don't see it. I like both franchises so much. I don't want to pick, and I never will pick. But my answer, or my rebuttal to people saying Percy will win, is that I don't, never have, never will, and this will be my last point on the live stream, and then we're going to end stream. I never have, never will liked the notion that Harry just won't put up a fight. Like, even in the beginning of season 1 press, when Walker was asked, like, who would win in a fight, Harry Potter or Percy Jackson, and he was like, oh, Percy, all the way. Sure. Yes. Okay. I'll take that answer. But Harry can stand his ground, I think. There's just lots of Harry Potter spells. Petrificus Totalis. Percy Jackson can't fucking move. Like, I don't know. I just think that a lot of times when people answer that question, they don't think about Harry Potter or the Harry Potter franchise or Harry Potter spells, because I think a lot of Percy Jackson fans, specifically on Twitter, tend to not be Harry Potter fans. Which is fine. You don't have to be. It's okay. But I don't know. I feel like that argument's always super one-sided. And I'm here to be the mediator. I'm here to be devil's advocate. That's what I'm here for. All right. Guys, I think that's going to do it for the stream. That was 2 hours, and I definitely didn't expect to go for 2 hours, and my butt kind of hurts from sitting in this chair, and I'm kind of sweating. Thank you guys for watching. This was super fun. At the end of April, I'll do another live stream for my end of the month, live stream. It might be a little more structured. I know I didn't really talk about the specific things that were on the thumbnail of this live stream, but we hit them eventually. We started out with Doomsday. We did a lot of Percy Jackson talk, and then we did a little bit of Snow White talk. So we hit enough points. And we talked about CinemaCon, which is going to be happening this week. So we'll talk more about CinemaCon at the end of the month. Thank you guys for watching. I was nervous nobody was going to show up because I never really do live streams. And as of right now, there's I think 50 people in here. So shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for chatting. Thank you guys for watching, whether you're chatting or if you're watching silently or if you're watching on the replay. Make sure you like this stream, like the video. And yeah. Thank you guys for coming. This is fun. I'm glad that we're doing this now at the end of every month. And I'm really excited because I plan to do this. I plan to do a live stream after every Percy Jackson episode when season 2 comes out, recapping and diving deep into the episode with you guys. So that'll be really fun. I wanted to warm up my live streams before that, though, by doing these end of month live streams. So yay. Okay, I'm gonna go make Chris watch High School Musical, the musical, the series now.